What's up, everybody? Welcome to the We Are ND Nation podcast. Evan J. Thomas with Dennis Stover and my new teeth.
Yeah, nice.
Kind,
Chapas.
kind of looks fake as hell, but whatever. It is what it is. But holy cow, do we have a week coming up? Friday,
Woo!
this Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Notre Dame in the playoff at home against the Indiana Hoosiers. Are we ready?
Indiana Hoosiers. I
Are
am
we?
ready. I'm very excited. That is one thing that's making me smile all week is I'm looking forward to Friday night.
Whew, this has been a week where I have probably worn everything I've had Notre Dame. So I've worn green and t-shirts and hats and hoodies and blankets
Oh
and
yeah, you're
whatever I
going
can.
in, huh?
I'm going all in this week. So that's what I'm doing. Dennis and I are going to be talking about the game. Obviously, coming up, we're going to talk about the playoff bracket, the transfer portal, the craziness that's been in, let's see, college football the last week or so with coaches leaving, coaches coming. Got the GOAT going to UNC. What do we start off with today? Do we start off with the playoff, or do we just go into whatever we want to go into?
Maybe we go into like recapping the year. Everybody obviously knows the regular season. I got some offensive and defensive players of the year, maybe.
Well, let's get into.
Why not?
Let's go.
You, all right. I think
What you
so, and
what you thinking?
and I even think there was because the AD Paul Bevacqua, I think I'm saying that correctly. Anyway,
Bavakwa.
Bevacqua, thank you. He had a presser this week, and he was
Yes,
all in on Marcus Freeman. Obviously, Marcus Freeman got a contract extension,
yes. He ain't
so
leaving for no
he'll.
Chicago Bears bullshit or anything like
That job
that.
is not alluring whatsoever. There's just rinse and repeat. I don't see how that job would be alluring. The only thing I
Not at
see
all.
alluring would be Ohio State if Ryan Day loses on Saturday. Um, but they locked him up pretty good. He's going to be one of the highest paid college coaches. And also, so he mentioned in his presser that, and he also mentioned how important it is that the assistant coaches are locked up because they're coming at him. All schools are approaching them all. Al Washington, even the defensive line coach, Dylan McClellan, I think it is.
McCullough.
McCullough, thank you. Um, for the running backs coach. So they got to lock him up. Al Golden, give him Mike Denbrock, give him whatever they want to keep this intact, because maybe not this year, but Notre Dame can seriously make a run at it every year. And he also stressed how important it is and how bad he wants to win a national title, like explicitly. So
Did we
go
ever
Pete.
hear that from
Never,
Swarbrick?
never.
No. Why?
Because it's
Is it just about the money
if
with
Notre Dame
him?
wants to be relevant, they have to do this because look what UNC did and all these other schools are doing now with this GM hires. Um,
It's crazy.
it is, and that's the way the college game is going. So either get on board or get off, dude. I mean,
Hmm.
it's just that's what it is. I may not like it, but you know, if Notre Dame wants to compete in this kind of college football, this is what they have to do.
And speaking of the whole having a GM thing, yeah, this is actually it's prevalent now in college football. You got Michael Lombardi going to UNC with Bill Belichick, who's going to be the head coach. You got
Yeah,
Andrew Luck, who just got hired on by Stanford to be their
Stanford.
GM. I think Ohio State has a GM already, so it's like this is going to be a thing. I mean, with
It
what
is.
with what
There's collective bargaining, I believe, or something. Maybe I'm
coming
not
into
using
it,
the wrong term. Yeah,
eventually.
it's just bananas, man. That's a mini NFL. It's just
I was just gonna say that.
it's what it is. They're going to follow their model. They were talking about OTAs and stuff with how they to help with this transfer portal stuff because you have one guy from Alabama, the cornerback. He was entering the transfer portal, and then he said, "No, I'm going to stay at Alabama." Then you have Ryan Williams leaving. I mean, there's so many big names leaving. There's a mass exodus at University of Spoiled Children. Zachariah Branch is going. I mean, I
Everybody.
think there's like 18 kids that have announced.
There
Lincoln Riley,
were
hello. You get what you that's what you get, US. I mean, it's such a stupid contract they're giving these contracts. So now I think what they're going to have to do with some of these contracts to help, they're going to have to, coaches aren't going to be able to get paid what they're getting paid if they want to pay some of these star athletes. Even Clemson went to the portal. Old Dabo got a wide receiver out of the portal. Yeah. And then you throw in Bill Belichick getting this coach at UNC, which, by the way, he's the greatest of all time at the NFL level. But we'll see what he does in college, you know.
Here was my thought with that. What if, and they're friends, Belichick and Saban got together?
Team up. I mean,
there's still people who Bill can bring in, and obviously once the college football.
I'm not saying he won't be bring people in, but I mean, he'll get guys to the NFL because he can evaluate talent. Well, I always talk about Kevin. Kevin's a huge New England Patriots fan, and he would say for the last, I think, ever since Brady left or even before Brady left, the guy couldn't, because he had full control over everything, and he was scouting and drafting everybody. They didn't draft or scout shit.
Yeah.
If I could, I mean, they're terrible. Kevin can vouch for that. I wish, he could send in a question maybe. Anywho, but we'll see how that Belichick thing will be. We'll see. Well, you see that guy crisscrossing the country to go after fucking 18, 19-year-olds and stuff. And the way why do you think Saban got out of the game? Because he didn't. The NIL thing is just, you see what's happening. They're free agents, man. It's bananas how much money is involved now. It's only getting higher.
I don't think Saban had a problem. I don't think he had a problem with the money part, which he never said he did. He always said the players should get paid. His problem with the regulations of the transfer portal. Well, it's during the season. I mean, right now, there are players. We just talked about it before we came on here. There's a player leaving Penn State who was a backup quarterback who is leaving. His team hasn't even played in the playoff yet this coming week. And he's jumping ship already because you said, what did you say?
That because he might miss his window? He might miss his window because the portal, it's like now, and then there's another one, I think in January, that opens up. It closes for a couple weeks, and then it opens up again. It's odd. I'm sorry I don't have the exact dates and whatnot. But
they should do it after all the playoff games are over, after the national championship game is over.
This is all new again. This is all new, and they're not thinking about anything else. You throw in how TV dictates college football now. I mean, think of what ESPN's getting this weekend.
Yeah, and did you see where Marshall had to pull out of their bowl game because they didn't have enough
so many
players.
Transferred. Everybody transferred.
They
had a good year. They won the champion, their conference champion, didn't they?
They have. I don't think they were a conference champion, but they did pretty good. But they said they had 30 players available to play, so they had to pull out of the bowl game this year. There was another team that took it out. Another coach that changed teams. Rich Rod going back
to West Virginia. That's right. Man, we got good
that
this week.
Is very interesting just because of how he left 17 years ago, went to Michigan, shit the bed there, then kind of went to Arizona, shit the bed there. Now he's coming back. He wants to make amends for what happened 17 years ago, whatever happened then.
Yeah.
It's crazy right now.
Well, he'll be able to. I mean, again, look at SMU. When SMU was announced last year that they were going to the ACC, I think they raised, it was a record how much money came in just that day.
$50 million, I think they had available.
It was just, so you got boosters at these schools. SMU has tons of cash. ND has tons of cash. Stop with this moral laurel shit and get off honestly, or you're just going to have to be an Ivy League school then. I mean, that's what it's going to be. And it's come all the way full circle. Way to go, Pete, and AD at Notre Dame wanting to bring. And let's get a shout out to the ladies basketball team, Hannah Hidalgo. They're so good. They beat
UNC the other day.
I think they were top 5 teams.
Mm-hmm. Dude, they've been on fire. Unfortunately, This year I have not reached out to cover basketball at all. I have too much going on.
Yeah, you got a lot going on.
Yeah, a little bit of craziness going on.
Going on.
Before we get into talking about the game Friday, let's discuss who we were talking about before, MVPs and our
MVPs,
on the offense and defense.
You got him?
I kind of know where I'm going to go with my offense. I'll go first. It'll be Julian Love, or I'm not Julian Love. Oh my God, Jeremiah Love. I'm like back in 2018 here.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Love. As much as I want to say, actually, Riley Leonard after the third or fourth week, he held
Mm-hmm.
that team together. Jeremiah Love was the guy that kind of kept them rolling.
Yeah,
That's
agreed.
me.
I
Yeah.
will. That was mine as well. It was Jeremiah Love all day.
Well, that was easy. Did you have a second? Were you there with? Yeah.
Give me love all day. Hi, kitty. Yeah, I'll take the love all day.
um, who else? Who else would you put in that realm with them?
Like
Because
runner up and stuff.
yeah,
I mean, as a whole, because you can't pick one because they all, but the offensive line.
yeah. Because at the beginning of the year, we
Dude.
had no clue what the hell was going to happen.
Well, that was the big deal. Like I even said it, I think in the first show, I was like, man,
Mm-hmm.
and I was down. I was like, how are you going to start this freshman? Blah blah blah. And this is why we do this silly podcast in my friend's kitchen, and not on the sideline because we don't know.
Yeah, I would say you're right there. I mean, the whole offensive line, and then
They overperformed. I mean, the fact that they were in the final running for the Joe Moore Award, which is the best offensive line unit in college football, and the fact that Navy won it is or not. Excuse me, Army won,
Army
and then
won.
it got pushed around by Navy on Saturday. Anywho,
And by Notre Dame.
yeah, it's hilarious. Anywho,
So we're gonna go to defense. Let's see who your
defense.
defensive guy MVP was.
It was a really hard toss up, but I think he got going so well, and once they both started clicking, it's hard not to go with Xavier Watts, but I'm gonna go Riley Mills.
Riley Mills.
And he
Okay.
turned it on and really went in, and him and Howard Cross like solidifying, and I think they're gonna get after it Friday night as well. So I'll go Riley Mills.
So you had Riley Mills. I was gonna Howard Cross to me is number two, but
Yeah,
Xavier Watts in those last few games just put it on himself. When
he
they
did.
lost
All
Benjamin
American.
Morrison, when they lost Jaden McKinney, when he left, he basically was just like, screw this. I'm going to take this team to the next level. And he did.
Yeah.
Obviously, that USC game, unbelievable.
Woo! 2 pick sixes.
But wow. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't say much about a guy who won Defensive Player of the Year a year ago and then
Right.
came back and basically played as good or better than he did last year.
Right. Agreed.
I mean,
Agreed.
obviously, you had the Heisman Trophy winner. You had Travis Hunter.
Which I'm not mad about because I'm glad it was like defensive, but it seems like he won more for his offensive stats, which he wasn't even like in the top 5 of receivers. I don't believe.
He was
Anyway,
actually 6.
And so now looking back, I'm I'm not going to go fan favorite or whatever because again, I'm not mad Travis Hunter won. I like Travis Hunter. The kid is good.
So do I. And I won my bet on him, too.
He's really good. But now looking, it should have went to Genty, man. It really should have. Because you take him off that Boise State team and they're good. And Colorado, with or without Travis Hunter, is Colorado. You know what I mean? Travis Hunter didn't. They'd be a lot worse without him on the team. But I mean, they're 8-3 or whatever the record is. They are what they are, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, without him on that team, sure, they're different. Without Genty on the team, sure,
they're not.
different.
They're not the number 3 seed in the playoff.
No, that is for sure.
You know what I mean? So
see, and they're going up against Penn State. No. They
got a bye.
They got a bye. Yeah, my bad.
Go get Penn State or SMU, whoever wins that game.
Yeah, because
yeah,
I'm thinking if you're a defense going up against Boise State, I mean, you have to just kind of tee off on them. Right?
We'll see. I mean, Boise State did take the number 1 team in the country, undefeated, at Oregon to overtime and lost by 3 points, correct?
Yes, correct.
So, I mean, that says a lot, man. In
Yeah.
Eugene, say what you will about the first or second game of the season. You play the games. You play when you play them. You know what I mean? It's whether it's in September or November. Oregon ran the gamut, and that's if there's a such thing as a good loss, that's probably the best loss of the college football season.
Yeah, especially those that are only lost too.
Right.
The other thing, looking at Oregon, so they barely beat, like you said, Boise State at home.
Well,
They
Ohio
barely
State
beat
was
Ohio State at
they were
home,
ahead for most of that game. You know,
and
I
then
know
they
there was a lot of
barely
lead
beat
changes
Wisconsin in Wisconsin.
in Wisconsin. That's right. They struggle, so they can get got. That's what I mean. There's nobody. There's not a dominant team that is like fuck. We don't stand a chance.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
there isn't, and that's why I'm like, you know,
whew.
I will go out there. Do you want to do assistance? Because I mean, I don't know. Maybe we
I
shouldn't.
mean,
We don't have to
assistants,
do
I would
that.
say no because obviously
Yeah.
Denbrock and oh my
Well, I was
god,
gonna.
Paul Golden.
I can't. I think it's Mickens, Mike Mickens. I was gonna pick him as the defensive back because
Oh, with
the
what they
fact that Notre
lost.
Dame is number 3 passing nationally defensively, and we've been hit with injuries on starters and lost a starter a few years ago. You know, in the
True.
transfer portal early in the year, that dude did lights out. I was gonna, and then you could also argue more for
Offensive line.
offensive line
Well,
because
that's the whole thing.
again,
Now,
because he got wrecked too. He lost, you know, he lost 3 starters,
well, just look
and
at the
they
whole
did
coaching
great.
staff. The whole
Right?
coaching
They're
staff.
just. That's why it's so important to keep them together. That's what's gonna win ND in this makeup of NIL and transfer because they got money. They're willing to get NIL money. So now we realize that, and they got to keep this coaching staff together for at least 3 more years because they're right fucking there, dude.
And it's crazy because after that NIU game, when we had Malik on and we were going
Oh,
off,
I was done. I was like,
and we
nobody
were
should
like,
watch this team ever again.
you said that. You actually said
It's
you will now watch it again. You're like, I'm done putting my time and effort into this
Yeah,
fucking
because
team.
so much more, and here we are. That's the
And we
beauty of
are here.
sports, right?
You go, what was it, 10 straight wins? Holy cow.
10
So
straight wins.
we're
And they
there.
and the great thing is they're convincing dominant wins. Like they're doing what they should have done. I still can't explain, and I'm not making excuses. That NIU loss was awful and just bullshit. And Freeman can't afford to have another. He's got 3 of these losses. But with that being said, he is 30-9 at this point in 3 years at Notre Dame, whereas like the other big ones, Weiss wasn't. Weiss was like 25-15 after 3 years.
Because right now, Freeman has the best record to start a 3-year career
Yeah,
at
at
Notre Dame
ND.
as a head coach.
And Weiss after this, what was it? His first year? Yeah, it was after the. It was the second. It was after the You Betcha game against you, the Bush Push game against USC. Kevin White just unloaded the pocketbook to him. And remember when he was at wherever he went to next, Notre Dame was still paying him.
Was it Florida or Kansas? One of the two. Florida,
Yeah,
I think.
so just
Yeah,
fucking idiot.
but do it with what they're doing. It like you said, Freeman's been extended for 3 years, one of the top
Now
paid coaches
he's
in the
gotta work
league.
for it, man. He can't. You know, we can win this game, and this is a great segue into it, huh?
This is, and actually, I'm just going to kind of go over the playoff bracket and what we got
Let's
going
do
on
it.
this weekend. So we have Clemson, number 12, Clemson, and number 5, Texas. This is Saturday at 3. Well, all these times I think are Eastern time.
Eastern.
So Texas, Clemson, and Texas. You got Tennessee at Ohio State. That's the night game. It's
That's the
7.
night game, and the first
You
game
have
is SMU Penn
SMU.
State.
Now, did you see the ticket prices for those games?
No,
I was just watching Pat McAfee this morning. Guess laugh at me all you want. I don't give a
that's
shit,
all
but
right.
whatever. But this morning or this afternoon, the cheapest ticket to get into Penn State SMU, $60.
What?
You can get into that game for
How?
$60.
What? How?
Look, I do not know, but that was what they said, and they were kind of ripping on it.
It,
Like all
for a
these other games this Saturday and Friday is at least 300 and something dollars and up, and that was just resale. Your top prices, you're at like 3-4 thousand for Notre Dame, which is unreal. First of
yeah.
all,
How
but
is that?
people
Because
have
of
the money,
SMU?
and I don't know. Maybe people don't believe in Penn State. I don't know. Maybe the fans just aren't going.
That's
It's
wild.
supposed to be
But
cold as
other
hell
games
there
are.
too.
I mean, it's going to be Ohio State's going to be cold.
Ohio State's going to be cold, but then they're in Texas for the Clemson game, so that's going to be warm.
You know what I
I
noticed about
don't
these
know.
brackets? Like out of the 3 out of the 4 bye teams are West Coast teams.
Boise State, Oregon, and Arizona State. Yeah, you're
Isn't
right.
that hilarious? And here they in the Pac-12 imploded or exploded, whatever you want to fucking doesn't exist. But it just goes and everybody shit on West Coast football. But
Did I lose you?
not
Oh, okay.
saying, just saying. I'm just like
Yeah, because
it's
you got
funny.
Oregon, who's
So
number
like
one.
just to be in the super leagues, and it's like USC and UCLA. I bet you they're like, damn man, fuck, we made a mistake jumping to the Big Ten because you're gonna get waxed, dude. I don't know how. Like Oregon. Oregon made the right move when they hired Dan Lanning, I guess, because that's a SEC. It's like they went to the Saban Kirby Smart tree, and it was smart,
Correct.
and they snatched him up. And it just so happened he's, that's they got soft ass Riley and whatever happened at UCLA. I don't know who the coach is there.
But then you also had Washington go over to the Big
But
Ten,
again,
and they
Washington,
didn't do anything.
it's well correct, and I'm not saying Oregon might not do anything after this year. We'll see. I mean, these
True.
schools are going to have to dump money into it. That's what's going to happen if for these other schools now to compete in this mega league of college football. They're just going to have to dump, or you won't have your Purdue's having their one awesome year every however many years, or Michigan State being good for a couple. You know what I mean? You won't have that
Yep.
anymore. Mississippi State being good for they're just going to have to throw money. It's just all about loot. Recruiting isn't even a big deal anymore. It used to be such a big thing, but now it's like.
Well, recruiting now is just paying players, so that's basically people are just looking for
So
a bag.
look at what Michigan did for that QB.
Yeah.
They just threw fuck. They're like, here you go. I mean, the kid is
Well,
already
when you got
he's
Dave
already a
Portnoy,
millionaire, and he hasn't even taken a snap of college football. I mean, they should get paid, but this is what you reap what you sow.
you remember that movie back in the '90s that you and I actually saw at the theater called The
The
Program?
program, yeah, man.
How freaking close to true is that now?
I mean,
I mean, it's
that
really
was true. That was
CBS
probably true
movie.
back then because that was based on Florida State loosely. That was their model program was Florida State
There you go. So
that they were going after. Even the colors of the fictional school in the program
state,
similar.
whatever it
Yeah,
was,
we're similar. It was like a Dr Pepper commercial. We're similar to Florida
Alabama.
State colors.
Yeah. Okay.
No, to Florida State colors.
Well, I'm saying Dr. Pepper is the Alabama
Oh
colors, but yeah,
yeah, what is it?
totally.
Tech and State.
Before
So
we
yeah,
get,
back to the playoff.
yeah, I was gonna say
Uh,
before we get into Notre Dame's uh, expectations, what are you looking at from the other three games this Saturday? Because
okay,
Notre Dame
so
will be on they're on their own Friday night, which I think is amazing because
I think
all eyes are going to be on them.
yeah, it's gonna be awesome, man. Everybody's salivating for that one. The whole country will be watching that game because whether you love them or hate them, it's like the Yankees. I was
Yep.
excited to watch the World Series because that's why I wanted Dodgers Yankees because I couldn't cheer for Yankees Mets. I mean, what do I give a
Yeah.
shit then? That's the
Exactly.
worst thing ever. Um, but so with that being said, you're going to tune in because you love Notre Dame or you hate Notre Dame, and there's haters are going to be loving to see, especially the whole Indiana story and give me a Signetti and Signetti AP Coach of the Year and
Hmm.
congratulations to him. I like him. I like him a lot.
He's a great coach.
He's a great coach.
He's a great motivator.
Great. I got nothing
Did
bad to say
awesome at
about the guy.
JMU last year too.
Right. He's a good coach. Google him. Right. Um,
Exactly. He says that
yeah.
too. Google me. He was
Google
like
me.
132 and 13 in his career as a head coach. I thought I saw.
Jesus Christ.
Holy cow!
Yeah, he's great. So with
Holy
that
cow.
being said, let's go SMU and Penn State.
Yeah, let's start with
I'm
the
gonna say
early
Penn
game.
State on a squeaker. SMU's gonna hang. It might even lead, but yeah, I'll take Penn. It's hard because James Franklin always shits, but he just never wins a big game at all. Zero.
So he kind of has obviously this year done better. I'm looking at the so Penn State, like we said, at home. Penn State's actually an 8.5 point favorite,
Okay.
and the game's on TNT and Max. I know at some point I'll be watching the game. But yeah, so you have it as a squeaker, huh?
Yeah, I think SMU. I mean, SMU's not a joke, dude. They're a good fucking team. They came back against Clemson after being down by three scores.
Okay.
And they took it to overtime and almost won that. If it wasn't for bad special teams play, they might win that game because they Clemson returns the ball 49 yards and then sets up the field goal. That
True.
kicker was ice, though. Did you see him? He looked over at the sideline. It was like, don't worry, I got it. It was pretty fucking cold.
Buried a 56
it was
yarder.
awesome, actually. He really, if you look at it, he was like, it's okay, coach. That's pretty ice cold, man. I know shit. That was fucking.
I got you.
Yeah, dead ass. He's like, it was cool. And then he just kicked it and he was like,
that's
pretty,
me.
it's pretty awesome.
That's me.
He didn't do any wrestling move or anything like that. He just did it.
Oh, I would have done the DX.
You want to go back and forth, or you want me to just?
Yeah, we'll go back and forth. So,
all right. So who you got this game?
I got Penn State also winning this game. I kind of see this as a little bit more of Penn State. What is that covering? They'll get the
Penn State will cover. Gotcha.
They'll cover. So I think it'll be more than 8.5 points on that. So it'll probably be about, I'd say 13 maybe. That's what I'm looking at there for that game. So I have Penn State moving on. They would play Boise State then in the second round. New Year's Eve, which would be Saturday.
That's the bowl games. That's when it turns into
the
like
Verbo Fiesta Bowl is what that VRBO Verbo. Yeah. So the next game then, obviously, then we have the mid-afternoon game. We have Clemson at Texas. Texas is a 12-point favorite. I'm going to go with this one. Texas, to me, is just going to wax them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be more than 12.
I think Clemson might win. Or, excuse me, Jesus. I think Texas might win big time.
Okay.
Like you said, yeah. That's...
So there's that game. So that's a midday game. And then our night game, we have Ohio State at home against Tennessee. Ohio State is a 7.5-point favorite. Dennis, what do you got?
I'm going to take Ohio State. I think they might be pissed from that fucking Michigan loss because that was their last game.
Here's what I see.
That could be motivation. I mean, Tennessee's offense is really good. And again, Ohio State's been in every game. They could easily be 12-0. I'm not going to, they lost by 1 point to Michigan, a bad Michigan team. And they went to the wire with Oregon, who's the best team in the country. So
I'm going Tennessee.
Wow!
I'm going Tennessee because they have nothing
Fuck out of here. Yeah?
They have nothing to lose. Ohio
that's
State,
like Indiana, dog.
So, give a fuck. Anyway.
I like Tennessee, trust me. Don't worry. I mean, out of the SEC schools,
Tennessee's running game is unreal. That running back that they have, I forget his name, but he just won. Besides Genty, I think he was the second in the country in yards. Mm-hmm. But dude put up numbers. That defense is also really good too. Not as good as Ohio State, but I think that they could run with them at Ohio State on Saturday night. So I'm going to go as a squeaker for Tennessee, but I think being there, we'll see the game.
I mean, and that's not a outrageous pick either. You know what I mean?
No.
I could see Tennessee winning that game too. So I'm not. I said wow as I reacted because I just figured, but right on, man. I like it.
And then obviously we got the game.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna be nervous. Obviously, we're gonna be nervous as hell. Because not only is it a night game, we have to wait all freaking day Friday for this game. All the hype that's going to be up for it. All the crap we're going to see on social media. All the people going, oh, Indiana's going to win. You and I probably are not thinking that way at all. I'm going to have you go first. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that...
What do we need to do to beat Indiana besides score more points than them and hold them to less points than us?
DB's got to hold up against their wideouts.
Their quarterback is good,
and their quarterback is really good. So they can't let him do run around and make plays.
So the linebackers need to be on their game.
Yeah, they definitely gotta watch. Well, the linebackers will be on their game for sure, but the DBs, you know what I mean? Because look at USC exposed Gray a little bit, and they put up some passing yard. I mean, Notre Dame gave up. They put up some.
Over
So I
300
guarantee
some
you,
passing yards.
old Lucky Strike Signetti is old Paul Mall. Old Paul Mall Signetti is paying attention to that in the film room. So, and on offense, Leonard can't fuck up.
No turnovers. Start off.
Yeah, and we can't fumble, but that's every game.
That is every game.
So I'm not going to say that. We're looking for a specific, and I'll say that. I think we'll be able to run the ball. I think we can run the ball against anybody.
I agree. Especially with what we have available on offense. So, Love is going to be back healthy Friday.
Right.
They already announced that.
Yeah.
So he's good. Riley's healthy.
Yeah, we should be healthy. And again, you got 2 weeks to prepare. Indiana hasn't really, when they had their toughest test, they got smoked by Ohio State.
Yep.
And I think our defense is right there with Ohio State's defense,
if not better.
Correct. And I'll take our offense over their offense, because don't give me that bullshit about who they are. Because I will say, maybe I wouldn't have said this in the beginning of the year, but Riley Leonard is a better quarterback than Will Howard. They should have never let Kyle McCord go. They should have never let Kyle McCord leave. I mean, it's so stupid. Ryan Day's a schmuck, man. That red-faced.
Well, he wanted to pay the money to Will Howard.
So, there you go.
Okay.
So, yeah, I got I think that's the difference in the game. I got Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame might be able to get up by 2 scores and get them in this game.
Okay. And if you want to do a prediction after mine in terms of score, we can do that. But I want to kind of go with what I want. What I have to see is Notre Dame come out and get that crowd going. Get the crowd going.
Yeah, everybody's worried about the crowd being in red and shit.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that
whatsoever. I don't think there's going to be a repeat of Nebraska 98 or
not
99.
No, I don't think
that'll Georgia happen. 2017, I think it was.
Yeah. It was 2017. They got to move the ball. They got to put points on the board early. Not only that, the defense has to shake up that
defense
offense.
Sets that fucking tone.
I would almost, honestly, if we get the opportunity to either get the ball at the beginning or at halftime, I'm taking it at the beginning, and I'm taking it and running with that offense, putting points on the board. That's what I would have to do. I have Notre Dame winning this. I actually have it by more than 2 scores.
Nice. Wow.
So I have it as a 44-24 victory.
Damn. In the cold, huh?
In the cold. Yeah, because Notre Dame's going to just run the ball, and the way they've been doing it, where they have Riley, they have Love,
yeah,
and then they kind of utilize
4 running backs that can throw at you.
It's unbelievable.
Jadarian Price, because he can break it. And then you put in Aeneas Williams and that guy.
I was going to say, you put in Thick Leg Boy and have him run the ball too. You're good.
Dude, that guy's got pistons for legs, man.
What I love seeing the last few weeks of the season was them using that play action by the goal line. Where
they got their tight ends involved a lot more. Boom, so their tight ends were scoring the last couple games.
Yeah, because you think about it, the defenses are going to go for Riley, and they're going to go for Love, and they're going to go for the running backs. You left one guy.
Yeah, it's like who are you going to hit? And yes,
Riley's been so good at just bringing the ball down and making.
Are they expecting any rain or anything? Have you seen any
weather?
There
is supposed to be snow, apparently.
Well, snow's fine. I mean, that's wonderful. Man, I can't wait to watch that shit. Are you going to go?
No. We decided because it's going to be way too cold. A high of 33, and that's during the day.
They're during the day, right. At nighttime, I mean, 8 o'clock at night, that's going to be fucking feel like 20 some odd degrees.
Well, it says 23 for a low, but that's without the wind.
You know what this is good for, though? This could be hopefully a lot of fans will show up, and all the blue hairs, because it'll be so fucking cold. The nursing home, they'll be at home at the nursing home, watching it at the nursing home.
So what I'm looking at here, 60% chance of snow in South Bend on Friday.
Wow.
I would love to see.
It's gonna be
like
great,
snow
man.
globe.
I mean, it's not a weather advantage. Indiana's, it's not. They're 2 hours down the road, so it's not. Yeah, we're not getting a weather advantage.
Neither team will have a weather advantage, but in terms of how we run our offenses and defenses, yes, Notre Dame is built more for the cold than Indiana is.
Well, I'm not even going to say it. Indiana's. It's just as cold there as it is. SMU's the only, and Dallas is cold. Really, it's not like there's no big advantage. You know, Alabama maybe would have been the only, or Miami, but they got out. They didn't get in.
Yeah, exactly. And no Bama. Holy cow!
That's great.
Did you have a score prediction for?
Oh, a score prediction.
Friday?
I'll go 34-20.
Okay, so you got 2 point score.
Yeah.
We're double digit.
You know, and that 20, that was hard because, again, I know they have a high scoring offense, but their schedule is pretty bad. And Ohio State, I think, they only scored, they might have had a garbage touchdown, but Ohio State pretty much had them for 7 points.
Yeah. Man.
So.
Ooh, we're gonna be jacked come Friday.
I can't wait. Cannot wait. Go Irish.
Where are you watching the game?
Hoosiers. I'm not sure. Either in my room or maybe here. Because I'm not at my place right now. Okay. But yeah, I gotta maybe see what Kevin. Maybe I'll go over to Kevin's house.
You should do that. Heather and I think we're going to. Looks like Finn McCool's over in Schaumburg.
Finn McCool's. Yeah, I can't watch it at a bar. I can't be around people. I don't. Good on you for doing it. This game is one of those games. It's like when Notre Dame and SC play or Notre Dame Michigan play, and they're both really good. It's like I can't watch it around people.
I'm almost to that point right now where it's like I don't want to spend the extra money going out.
Well, that too. And
I think, like you just said, trying to watch the game at home I'll be a lot more.
There's too many distractions, and you know, I can pause the game if I need to. I can fucking, you know, it's.
Well, I don't pause the game. I just turn it up and I go to the bathroom.
Yeah, it's hard. And then you know, if you hear peanut gallery comments and stuff,
that's the problem. That's the one thing
I know that's bad. You know, I sound like a bad sportsman and everything like that.
Sometimes you don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, I just don't feel like talking shit right then and there. You know what I mean? Because I'll talk shit with the best of them, but sometimes I don't want to talk shit.
I don't need people to be in my face when I'm wearing all my Notre Dame shit going, oh, look, they're losing 10-7.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, right. I can see that.
I'll be like,
you know, and I should be able to take it. It's just a sport. I get that.
Yeah, I'll be like, dude.
And they're right, and that's why I don't. But also too, I choose not to put myself in that. So then that's how I don't. You know what I mean? It's like that's how I choose not to put myself there. Because if I put myself there, then I got to be able to take it, right? You know, I've done it before, and I don't like it. You know, it was like the one time you remember it was the Bush push game. I think it was. I had everybody over in Wheaton, and I think it was.
And I wasn't there for that.
Okay, yeah, I remember because I was dating this girl for a long time. We were living together, and we had tons of people over. I think I had 6, 7, 8 people, whatever. And this one dude made a comment. He's like, "Look at Pete Carroll." I remember it like it was yesterday. And he's like, "Look at Pete Carroll. He looks like a little cherub. I just want to kiss him. This and that." And I said, "That's it. Fucking game's over. Party's over." I kicked everyone out. I said, the game is over. There was still time left. And I was like, get the fuck out.
Oh, my God.
Oh, you know what? It wasn't the Bush push game. It was the year afterwards when we were in we were at the Coliseum and Notre Dame had a chance and then USC ran us out of this. That's what it was. It was that game.
Because I remember actually
because then we were getting demolished. And then that's when he said that. And I was like, get the fuck out. Everyone bye.
Leave my house.
That's right. That was that game. It was that game.
think we should be doing a show Saturday morning or Friday night after the game, or what do you want to do?
Oh, wow. You're keeping everyone in suspense.
No,
I
I
guess it,
mean, I would say Saturday morning we should do like a recap or
do a recap of the show because we could be so high and elated that we're just getting ready to, and oh, you know what? Paul Feinbaum picks us winning this game easily, and then a lot of cats pick us to beat Georgia, and then some have us losing. I read today, and I'm not high on this or any. It's just great to hear someone's opinion, and because I think he's a bum or a pud or whatever you want to put it anyway with his knowledgeable draft choices. But Todd McShay
Tom McShay.
has Notre Dame making it to the championship game against Texas and losing to Texas. I was like, wow.
Well, with
I could,
Carson Beck being out for Georgia,
right?
It's very possible, and that game is going to be on New Year's Day. So that obviously,
what bowl game is that?
That is
an
the
Orange Bowl?
All-State Sugar Bowl.
Sugar Bowl, woo! That's in Tejas.
Yep, and then the Oregon game, that would be the winner of Ohio State, Tennessee. That's
the Sugar Bowl is in Louisiana, isn't it? Excuse me.
The
Cotton Bowl is in
Texas.
Texas, yeah.
Yeah, the Chick-fil-A Bowl will be the winner of Texas and Clemson playing at Arizona State.
Wow, they gave the Chick-fil-A Bowl
Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl.
Oh, it's a Peach Bowl. Okay, so it's Peach Bowl, Rose Bowl. Peach Bowl, Rose Bowl.
VRBO Fiesta Bowl. And then All-State
Bowl.
Sugar Bowl. And then after that would be
those
Capital
two are the Rose Bowl and Orange Bowl? Is that how it goes?
No, the Orange Bowl will be the winner of Boise State and the winner of SMU and Penn State. That will be the Fiesta Bowl. Then that game will then go to the Orange Bowl. So that could be Georgia or Notre Dame or Indiana.
So they kept those. I see how they did it. Okay. That's cool.
Then,
I like that.
Then the Cotton Bowl would be the winner of the other possible 4 games.
Got it. Wow.
So looking at it here.
So the semifinals to the final are bowl games.
Correct.
So the Rose Bowl isn't a game?
No, it is. It's the VR. What did I say? The Rose Bowl by Prudential is the winner of Tennessee. Ohio State will play Oregon.
Oh, that's the Rose Bowl game. Got it.
Which I think that should be.
Wouldn't that be funny if it was Ohio State and Oregon and then it's a traditional Rose Bowl match?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because that would have been a Pac-10.
Well, no, because they're both traditionally, but now
like you said, yes.
Oregon is Big Ten now. I forget.
Correct, but yeah, it would have been Pac-10 or Pac-12, whatever it is in the Big Ten. Crazy, man. But holy cow, we are.
That's a good show.
We are
nonstop.
We are just over 24 hours or 48 hours away.
Yeah, one day and a wake up is the way I like to say it.
Oh, two sleeps.
2 sleeps tonight and tomorrow. 2 sleeps. Okay.
I'm trying not to let my teeth fall
Your
out
words are gooder than mine.
Oh, you motherfucker. All right, my man. Well, I will talk to you later.
All right, Holmes.
As we always say, go Irish.
Go Irish.